Welcome to the Rob Hale Podcast. Rob Sanders.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Hale Carolina Jackpot Hall.
And fuck you! Who's next?
The Rob and KO Podcast.
Let's go!
And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Podcast. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. I appreciate everybody checking out the show as always. And you know what? I'm going to ask my teenage daughter to do something for me, and we'll see if she'll do it. Can you grab my phone for me that has my notes in it? It's in there. Please, ma'am, and thank you. So I'm employing the teenage daughter to bring me my notes. Why? Because we have we're going to pick games tonight. We have our game picks for the weekend. We'll do that in just a moment. Thank you, dear. Yeah, should bring my phone. Anyway, welcome in my co-host. He is in the Big L tonight, drinking from a Popeye's cup. He is Hall. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's up, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Looking forward to another great weekend. Some good college football action. This might be this might have the best games that we've seen all year. A couple of 3 weeks ago was really good too, but this one's shaping up to be really nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll get into our picks in a moment. Let's thank our sponsors. Callaway's Bar and Grill out in West Columbia, Highway 1 diagonal from the Walmarts. Go by, check them out. One of the best places to get yourself some wings. You Tennessee folks, you'll be coming up in a couple of weeks. You can call Callaway's. They'll get your tailgate package for you. You don't have to cook raccoon on your radiator. You don't have to do that. Callaway's will get you some actual good food. Callaway's
there won't be a Motel 6 with a vacancy anywhere between Asheville and Columbia, and this won't.
Anyway, we joke, but hey, if you're going to come to Columbia, get some Columbia food, homemade wings and all that good stuff, wing sauces, all that. Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. They sponsor the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. So, yeah. And with that, we also have Dennis Wilson from DNC Trucking and Transport. Fireside Chats with Uncle Jackpot. Jackpot, read away, sir.
It sucks to be a Gamecock. Marcus Satterfield is our offensive coordinator, and I love him with all of my soul. If we lose to Vanderbilt and Nashville this weekend, the tears I'm going to cry will be larger than the drops of sweat that roll down between Darley Parton's big old titties. As always, it sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
A message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. We appreciate Dennis for taking care of the show. All right, Jackpot, I'm going to refresh my screen for a second and then come back because for some reason it seems, no, there it is. It's better now. All right, anyway, I don't know if the weather's bugging or what, but anyway, here's what we got. We're going to do our picks. Jackpot, do you want to talk about what I called you about earlier with the stuff with Jaheim Bell, or you want to wait?
Sure. Since we're going to talk South Carolina football real quick, we'll dress up for the occasion.
There you go. Well,
let's go.
Apparently, according to multiple sources, ladies and gentlemen, and we goof a lot on this show, but this is something that has been bothering South Carolina fans for a while. Why has Jaheim Bell been not getting the ball? And I've talked to 3 different sets of people that are kind of in the know, and they said that during last week's game with Mizzou, which was a shithole, poor Jackpot, that apparently Jaheim Bell told a bunch of fans in the stands, quote, to go fuck themselves, and that if they didn't like it, they can get the fuck out of there. That's the term that I got from 3 different people. Apparently, there was a police officer that was dispatched to that area, and they put up a tent type thing so that stuff like that couldn't happen anymore. Now, of course, it's just what I've heard from 3 different folks. Want to throw that out there so Gamecock fans can hear it. One of the sources I am absolutely certain would not feed me any bullshit. And it's just, I wonder what all is going on behind the scenes with Bell, but not what you want to hear, Jackpot.
No, not exactly. Chris Foster in the chat says, good on Bell. I mean, how's that good on him? It makes him look like an asshole, in my opinion. Of course, the fans don't like what's going on in the damn field. They want to see you play. They don't know what's going on with you. So they're kind of not exactly in the know. And they're sitting up here looking at the scoreboard, and it says, our team 10, this shithole 23. So, I mean, him and his mom can go fuck themselves for all I care. I mean, hell, if he transfers out of there, it's not like we're going to be any better or worse off right now than we are, period. I mean, I would like to see things gone better, but obviously we don't hire good coaches. We do not hire good coaches. Satterfield is a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. I mean, you can't convince me otherwise. There's talent on that roster, by God, and he just can't take advantage of it.
Look, and I didn't bring this up tonight to mock Gamecock fans. That wasn't the intention. I just thought that was something that it's something that if I were at my former job, I would be writing about it for our website because I believe in the sources that I've got. And with that, I thought I would share it with the folks that are here. And it's, when something like that happens, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on behind the scenes. But I agree with Jackpot on the front of, I don't agree with him about coach, the defensive coordinator, but the offensive coordinator needs to get the fuck out of there because he is a shithole. So,
well, you got. If you're playing in front of 70,000 people every Saturday. I don't care how old you are. If you're in college, I don't give a damn if you're 18 or 22. You got to have better self-control than that. You can't just erupt on the damn fans. You can't do that.
Right.
They're not paying your salary or anything. It's not like it's not like
right.
you're playing professional sports or something, and you go over there and cuss out a bunch of fans as an NBA player or something. But I don't know. It's just not a good look to me. But maybe
it's not a good look. But and I'm with you on that, Jackpot. But I'm also on the front of it's almost like it's a house divided of some sort, and that's why I highlighted Thomas's question here. Marshawn Lloyd kind of stuck up for Satterfield. What do you think of that?
Well, and he did the right thing. He handled it. He handled it in a classy way. And that's why he, in my opinion, and in many other circles, is the best back in the state. Because as the best back in the state, not only you have to have the most talent and have the best moves and be the fastest and have the most hurdling ability, you also have to know how to act.
Cool. Anyway, we'll give our picks for that game in just a moment. Let's go.
Dude, looks like
let's see here. See, Chris is dumb tonight. Y'all are harder on Bell for saying words to fans. We had to twist your arm to say Burton was in wrong for punching fans. If Bell did this to ball fans, you'd laugh at it. Chris, I don't know if you drink bleach, turpentine, or paint thinner, but it's one of the three and maybe a combination of all of them. That is the dumbest statement that's ever been put on the planet. We broke this down. The young lady that went onto the field illegally, by the way, if he hit her, he should be held accountable. But you know what? She has to file charges. I know that sucks for you and you don't understand the law, but if he hit her, she should file charges. Simple as that.
And
file charges.
Going to TikTok is not filing charges.
Yeah, I know you youngins think being Insta famous is awesome. She put the shit up on TikTok and that's whatever. She can do that too. But the reality is go and file charges. Now, Nick Saban, if he should investigate it, figure it out. If he thinks that Burton put his hands on her, then Burton should sit a game, sit 2 games, whatever it is. Nick Saban, winner of national titles, one of the most respected coaches in the country, not a fucking Josh Heupel bitch, which is what Heupel is. If he decided he needed to sit him 2 games, he can sit him 2 games. You're so hung up on this, it's ridiculous. Tiger Red Devil says, She filed charges with the law offices of social media. Exactly. It's
Yep.
ridiculous. Okay? Ridiculous. All right, let's get into our picks, Jackpot. Let's see here. Tennessee, that's the first game. The Hillbillies at Georgia. Jackpot, the Bulldogs are giving up 12.5 at home. What's your pick for that game?
All right, so I think this is obviously it's going to be a good game. Obviously, this will be the best offense by far that Georgia's seen all year, and on the flip side, it'll be the best defense that Tennessee's seen all far this year. Georgia with the home field advantage there. I think Tennessee's clearly got the quarterback and wide receiver advantage. I think Georgia probably has a little bit more of an advantage there running the ball. Tennessee claims to be a running team. They're okay at running the ball. It's mediocre at best. That line, this is going to be a good game. I think it will go down to the fourth quarter. I think that is probably a little bit too many points. I'd be scared to lay that many points with the Georgia Bulldogs. So I'm going to lay that 12.5 with the Vols. I think Georgia wins this game by like a touchdown. It's mediocre. You've played some pretty mediocre defenses. I expect the Vols to cover that 12.5 number, but I like the Dogs to win.
All right, here's what I've got. I did a little research earlier. So 12.5 points is a lot.
Case says the spread is 8. Would you care to educate him?
Oh, yeah. The reason that we have it at 12.5 is because that's what it opened at. That's how we do our Pick'em Challenge. Yes, the spread has gone down to 8 because a lot of people, a lot of money came in on Tennessee. But here are some stats that I looked up, and I'm a numbers guy. Now, here's the thing with this. Tennessee fans are going to be upset when I put this out there, but I'm sorry if this hurts your feelings, but it's just the way that it is. According to SECsports.com, which is the official website of the Southeastern Conference, Georgia gives up 262 yards a game on defense. Tennessee gives up 391 yards a game on defense. Tennessee has the number 1 offense in the SEC. Georgia has the number 2 offense in the SEC. As far as total yards per game, they give up they're about 30 yards less than what Tennessee does per game. Here's the numbers that are interesting, though. When you look at UGA, on the season, they've given up, as far as 2 passers, 173 yards to Bo Nix, who looks like a fucking champion right now. 118 yards to Spencer Rattler. The Kent State quarterbacks got 188 yards. Cook for Mizzou got 192 yards. Ashford for Auburn got 165 yards. The Vanderbilt quarterbacks got 105 yards. Richardson for Florida threw for 271 yards last week in their matchup in the cocktail party.
Wow.
Now, the Tennessee offense, by the way, now Sancho says Rob's going to spin it whatever way that you can. These are fucking stats from your fucking conference website, sir. It's not a spin. Calm down. Anyway, 391 yards a game. They gave up 274 through the air to Pittsburgh's starter and their backup, and 141 on the ground. 453 yards through the air to Richardson. 141 on the ground. Daniels for LSU threw for 300 yards. Bryce Young threw for 455. Gibbs rushed for 100 yards by himself. And the kid from UT Martin threw for 300 yards. The reason the line is 12.5 is because your defense is shit. And you're not playing at home. You're playing in Athens. You're going to get blown out. I'm going to take Georgia and give up the 12.5. Jackpot, the next game on the list.
Chris Foster says yards don't win games. Yeah, but the point is you're giving up that many yards defensively. I know you got like the 18th or no, the 28th best scoring defense. Who cares? I mean, that means the potential is there for you to give up those scores.
Let's see here.
Yeah, double
Sausage
digit.
says
You had
cherry
like
picking.
15. They had like 15 missed tackles in that Kentucky game. Believe it or not, if
Sa-
they do that against Georgia, they'll lose. They'll lose, and I do
Sancho
think
says
they're going to lose. I think they're going to keep it a little closer than that.
Sponsor says cherry picking stats is spinning. I gave you every quarterback but Levis. I forgot to pull Levis's stats, but I just pulled them. He threw for 98 yards. Levis is hurt. I mean, you want to go into all that? That's fine. All right. You're also not playing at home. When you go on the road, you don't play well. Go look at Pitt, one of the bottom feeders in the ACC you had problems with. So there's that. Next game, Jackpot, is Army at Air Force. Army is getting 5.5 with the Falcons there.
Chris says
We
15
rolling there.
missed tackles. On the Zach Smith Missed Sports podcast. Dropped yesterday. Go check it out. He watches all these games again. I'm sorry, Army. What?
Army is getting 5.5 with Air Force. I like this game, Jackpot. Which way you going?
That's a short line. Air Force was a pretty good team this year. They lost a couple. Both teams are coming off of a bye week. 5.5 seems a little bit short to me. I think Air Force is the better team, so I'd look at Air Force in this one.
I kind of like Air Force too, but I love the service academies. You pick either one of them. Doesn't matter. They're both cool. Florida at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a 3.5-point favorite at home. Basically two programs just hoping to go to the Music City Bowl. Which way are you going here, Jackpot?
Yeah, I think Florida's a dying out program. Texas A&M's lost 2 games in a row. Last week played a lot better, I guess, than they played against the Gamecocks. Maybe they've ridden the ship by now. Second game in a row at home. I'm gonna take the Aggies. I'm gonna take Texas A&M to cover here. I think Florida's a dumpster fire.
I kind of like the Aggies too. I think they found their quarterback, and Jimbo Fisher has to get to 8-4. I mean, that's his record every year. So Aggies may win out.
That's the status quo, I guess. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
Kentucky's at Mizzou. Kentucky is giving up 3 points going up to Como. Do I even need to bring up Mizzou after what they did to you this past weekend, Jackpot? Or does that hurt your feelings?
No, it doesn't. I think Mizzou is a better team than people give them credit for. And I'm not sitting here trying to defend a shitty loss by any means. It was a shitty loss. But that team was. I think South Carolina thought that. I think they also thought that just because we won 2 games, you automatically are going to you're going to go out there and get this win. And I think that Mizzou was probably better than either one of those teams. To be quite honest, they were that day anyway. I don't know. This one's tough. I don't know which way to go here. Mark Stoops kind of owns Mizzou just a little bit. And I think Mizzou's kind of riding a little bit high probably after that win over South Carolina. They're thinking their season's probably saved here. Kentucky just absolutely got pole smoked in Neyland Stadium this past Saturday. So I think they come back. I think that Will Levis has a decent showing against Mizzou. And I like Kentucky. I like Kentucky in this one.
So
also fire the offensive coordinator, and sometimes when that happens, you see that team kind of rally a little bit too.
So here's my thing. I'm going to go with Mizzou, and I'll tell you why. They've got, I think it's the 3rd best defense in the SEC as far as total yards, and Dominic Lovett is tied for the lead in the. And as far as receptions go, with 45 with Tennessee gimmick receiver there.
Yeah, about 15.
He doesn't play. Yeah, he doesn't play in a gimmick offense. He plays with a quarterback that's just terrible. So I like Mizzou with their junior college running back and they're somewhat elite SEC defense. I think they win outright at home. All right,
I thought you told me Kentucky fired their offensive coordinator.
They did.
Well, Chris
That's what I
Foster
read.
and Winter Sarasota said they didn't.
That's what I read. Hold on, I've got the notes here. I'll see if I can pull it back up. The next game, while I look that up, Jackpot, is
They know
Baylor at
their
Oklahoma.
football, no doubt.
Baylor at Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a 4.5-point favorite. Where you going there, Jackpot?
Favorite against Baylor. Where's this game being played at once again?
It's at Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'll take Oklahoma. Baylor. I'm sorry, Baylor man, but they don't seem to have it this year. And Oklahoma seems to be trying to right the ship on this season a little bit. Maybe make a run at an Independence Bowl or something. So going ahead and give me the Sooners.
I don't really. My brain says to go with Baylor, but Baylor's been the shits. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma minus 4.5. Next matchup is Alabama at LSU. LSU is getting 13.5 at home at night, Jackpot.
It says here during this Monday press conference, the human baked potato did not hold back about the offensive struggles and seemed to put some heat on new offensive coordinator Rich Scangarello. So I guess he threw him under the bus, but he didn't fire him.
Okay.
Oh, well, whatever. Good enough. He'll be gone after this year. They only keep him for a year anyway.
Which way you rolling, Alabama or LSU, sir?
What's the line on that one?
13.5 for Alabama at night at LSU.
Yeah, I like LSU. I like LSU in that one. I think they keep this one close. That'll be a good game as well. I think Alabama will pull away in the end. I think Bryce Young gets it going maybe in the fourth quarter, and they pull away, win by maybe 10 points or so. But I like LSU. They seem to have gotten it together in the last few weeks.
Dakota says, hey, I want to let you know that gimmick offense is winning games and the gimmick offense looks way better than the dinosaur offense Clemson runs. Just saying, sorry, we have more than a running back. Okay, first of all, then should be Van. I don't know what's going on there, but there you go. There's your comment. So there's that. Let's see here. For me, Jackpot, it's kind of hard for me to go against LSU at night there, but
Yeah.
Alabama, I think Alabama is going to open it up there. I think they're going to be a little bit, because everybody's thinking they're an afterthought because there was a fluke happened up in Knoxville. I think Alabama's going to roll. I'll go with Alabama and give up the 13.5. That
could be. I mean, when they lose, when Saban gets pissed off and gets that team pissed off and motivated, they can be kind of a buzzsaw. So you make a good point there.
Well, remember last year there was a fluke loss to a team that was overrated that had no business beating Alabama in Texas A&M. They lose that game and they roll on, win the SEC championship, go play in the national championship game. I think the same thing may happen this year. Texas, by the way, is our next matchup against Kansas State. Kansas State is a 1.5 point, getting 1.5 points at home. I don't see why everybody loves Texas. I'm taking Kansas State. I'm not impressed with Texas at all.
Just something about that. Just something about the way they blew Oklahoma State out last week. Just something about Texas looking a little bit mediocre. Power rating wise, I still like Texas. I like them to pull the upset here. I like Texas to pull the upset after Kansas State riding that emotional high after that big win, big blowout, shutout win over the Mullet. Has the Mullet ever been shut out before? I doubt it.
I don't think so.
Jackpot,
hold on a second, buddy. Texas is favored by 1.5 at Kansas State.
Okay. All right.
Not an upset. You still like Texas?
I'll take them to cover that.
All right. Next game is Wake Forest at NC State. Wake Forest is giving up 3 going on the road. For me, NC State, I think their season is going down the shitter. They lost their quarterback, Devin Leary, and they're just not the same. So I think Wake Forest is going to win big time. I'll take Wake Forest -3.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Wake Forest as well. I think they clean up their game. That the 8 turnovers or whatever it was this past weekend at Louisville, that was just very uncharacteristic of a Clawson coach team. I think they get that cleaned up. I think they tighten their game, level it back out, and I think they take care of NC State, who, as you correctly predicted, their season is going to shit hell in a handbasket.
FSU is at Miami. This game used to mean a lot. Now it means nothing. Florida State is an 8.5-point favorite at Miami. I don't know which way to go with this one, so I'm going to pick FSU. Why not? Nothing that either one of these teams does actually looks like they want to be a viable football program, so I'll just give up the 8.5 with FSU.
Yeah, I mean, Florida State's looked a little bit better this year, but this is a rivalry game. This is one both teams get up for. 8.5 points. I can't lay that many points to Florida State. Not from what I saw this past weekend. I mean, they struggled in the first half with Georgia Tech. Just a terrible, terrible Georgia Tech team. I thought at one point that, they may not even cover the spread against them. Georgia Tech, no quarterback, no coach. Florida State did ultimately get the win, and the score looked impressive, but I haven't been that impressed with them this year outside that one game. I'm going to take Miami to cover. I think Miami levels their game up a little bit. If Miami cannot turn the ball over, if they can play better defense, if they can establish a running game, if they can throw and catch the ball better and score a few more points, they'd be a pretty good football team.
Okay, Jackpot. All right. Next matchup is Clemson at Notre Dame. Clemson is giving up 5.5 on the road at Notre Dame. Notre Dame, it seems like they may be getting their shit together, but I don't know. Clemson's had 2 weeks to prepare for them. Your special guest analyst, by the way, will be friend of the program, Levon Kirkland, is going to be on NBC Saturday evening as an analyst for this matchup with the Irish and the Tigers. I think that Clemson will go out there, and if they don't turn the ball over, they should blow these guys out. If they do the same bullshit they did against Syracuse, it'll be a tight game in the fourth quarter. But I think Dabo is going to have a big hook there on Uiagalelei because he could seen what the young man Klubnik can do. Like, don't turn the ball over. That's a pretty important thing there. So I'm going to take Clemson and give up the 5.5.
I got to put the clown hat back on because I'm talking Clemson again. Notre Dame had their chance last week to blow out Syracuse. That could have been a 24 or 31 point win against Syracuse, but they let Syracuse get back in the game in the second half. Wasn't that impressed with that. I really haven't been that impressed with them all year long, outside of maybe the game against North Carolina. I mean, really, who was North Carolina? I mean, they play no defense. You know who does play defense? It's Clemson. And also, this is revenge. This is a revenge game. I like Clemson. I like Clemson to cover that spread.
Uncle Lou says, why is Jackpot dressed up as Gold and Dude? It's a good question there for you, sir. And the final game,
dress up as something for Halloween. Shit.
The final game on the schedule is the Cale Hall shitter, and this is Cale Hall picked this as his shitter. South Carolina at Vanderbilt. Jackpot is going to go to this game. He'll be one of the 11 people in the stands. And I think he told me earlier he's going to have to drive, 10 hours to get there, whatever the hell it is. He's going up to Nashville. He's got 5 hours up there, fight through that crowd of 11 people to watch his team play. They are a 7.5-point favorite. I think this is Vanderbilt's Super Bowl jackpot. What do you think?
This is Vanderbilt's Super Bowl. Vanderbilt was off last week, so they're in decent shape. They came off of a performance again. You think they don't look at, hey, hell, we came back against Mizzou. We had a chance to beat them, and these guys got bitch slapped by them. I don't think they look at that a little bit, and that's a little motivation. There's just, I don't know. There seems to be a lot of unrest with the Gamecock program to me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the spot. But I want to go with the Gamecocks to cover here. I think they get this win, and I think they do it relatively easily. I'm not impressed with Vanderbilt. Just a terrible team. They scored a grand total of 3 points between Georgia and Alabama and gave up 100 solid. That tells me all I need to know. They're not very good.
I like South Carolina to cover as well. Just in honor of my friend Jackpot, who is going up there to that shithole. Hopefully they'll pull out a win for him. If not, what a mess that's going to be. All right, call the show now, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Phone lines are open. You can call the program and get yourself squared away, 803-470-2905. I'm not taking calls from the dumb caller first because I don't want to hear Tennessee bullshit from the start. So the guy that calls up and says that Tennessee's never losing a game under Heupel, we're not having that. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Now, here's a good caller. What do you have for the show, sir?
Well, I know y'all and probably everybody else is sick of hearing about it, but just wondering y'all's thoughts on this big matchup this week.
Which one? The Vanderbilt South Carolina game?
No, tomorrow on the morning show, we got Nate the Great's hairdo versus Vic Tube's hairdo. It's a rematch from last week. This serious beef has developed between Vic and Nate because Nate's hair looks better than Vic's, and we're supposed to settle it tomorrow morning. Just wondering what you guys, well, from the looks of it, Jackpot doesn't have any thoughts on it at all because this is a hair debate. Actually, you might not have any thoughts on it either.
I've got some hair, even though my daughter says I'm bald, man. But have you handicapped this matchup, sir?
Well, Vic is like the 1-year defending champion, but Nate knocked him out in his first appearance there. It's hard to beat the same team twice, though.
Good point.
I'm going with Vic. Vic is actually a 2-point favorite here.
Yeah, well, that might be a solid pick. Jackpot, which way are you going?
I'm going to have to go with him as well. I'm going to trust Bow Hunting 101, who says Vic Tube got the beaver do. What's a beaver do? Is that like like Jerry Mathers the Beaver, or?
I think he's meaning Bieber,
so.
like Justin Bieber. I think that's where he's going.
He says beaver with a B.
Well, but he corrected him. Well, yeah, all right. I don't know. Maybe he's just dumb and doesn't know how to spell.
Does it look like a hairy snatch?
He's got Bieber fever is what it is.
That's
now, Nate the Great has curls. So, it looks like he's recruited a little better.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Vic Tube there, Lou. That would be my guess, sir.
Is it sad that nobody cares about? Is it sad that nobody cares about Alabama, LSU, and Florida State, Miami?
It is sad, and what's sad is that we've gotten hyped up for a game that Georgia pretty much has dominated for a while with Tennessee. So, but we're told that this is the game we're supposed to care about. But, I'm more interested in the hair matchup tomorrow, to be honest.
Are you worried at all, the two of y'all, about your viewership drastically dropping after 7 p.m. Saturday? I am. I'm really worried.
No,
Well,
I'm
hopefully-
not because these folks, as Chris Foster said earlier, the 11-1 Tennessee fans are going to chirp. The 1-11 Tennessee fan would chirp. So no, not at all.
They may turn off their Wi-Fi if they lose, so that may happen.
Yeah.
Well, all you got to do that.
All right. Well, you guys have a great evening. I'm looking forward to the phone calls.
All right, sir. We'll talk to you later on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
You know how Tennessee fans turn off their internet or their Wi-Fi?
How's that?
Unplug the telephone cord from the wall.
Okay, dumb caller, you're welcome to call back now. I've had it balanced out, so you're welcome to call back now. 803-470-2905. Call and tell us how Tennessee will never lose under Heupel so we can laugh at you again. 803-470-2905. Speaking of, there it is. Welcome to the show, dumb caller. How are you?
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
I was listening to your phone call with Uncle Lou, and you said that you're supposed to care about this game, even though, recently Georgia's been beating Tennessee. What about the Tennessee-Bama game? Did they beat us 15 years in a row?
Tennessee's not playing Alabama this weekend, sir.
Exactly. That's my point. Alabama had owned Tennessee, and we beat them. And you said you don't really care
Well,
about the game.
I mean, what do you? I don't look. I will probably not be watching this game, so I'm going to watch another game just because I don't want to support anything that involves Tennessee. So I'll follow it on Twitter.
How do you guys feel that we're ranked number one in the college football playoff?
Hey, let me help you with this. Do you know who was ranked number one in the first CFP poll? Do you have any idea who that was? You may not have been a fan then. Do you know who that was?
Was it Michigan State?
No, it was not Michigan State. It was Mississippi State. Do you know where Mississippi State finished? They lost to Georgia Tech and got blown out in a bowl game. Okay, so
you're saying that's what's going to happen to us.
No, I didn't say that's what would happen to you. No, you're just trying to throw stuff out there. I'm just saying being number one in November doesn't mean shit. You could lose to the nerds in January. That's where I'm going with that. Being number one now doesn't mean anything. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Jackpot, I was wondering if you could put that clown hair back on and repeat that South Carolina's going to beat us. That would make my night. If you could put the clown mask on and say
Jackpot is not your he is not your whore to put stuff on for. Don't do that for him, Jackpot.
What did he say? He wanted me to ask?
He's going to be.
He said he wanted you to put the clown hat on and say that South Carolina is going to beat Tennessee. You might as well show him your ass crack since you're just putting stuff on for him.
Hey, now let me say this. I may have been a little outlandish saying that Heupel would never lose a game, but he might lose a couple during his tenure. I will admit he might lose a couple, maybe to Bama, because we play them every year.
Well, he lost what? He lost what, 6 last year, right? Did he lose 6 last year? So
I'm talking about from this point on. Oh,
okay.
All right. Now let me tell you this. I wish I mean this so heavily. I wish 2019 LSU would play us. I promise you, we are the best team in the history of college football, and I will stand by that. LSU has nothing on us. And the thing about
you think you're the best team in college football history. South Carolina's going to hang half 100 on you.
What'd you say?
We're going to hang half. Marcus Satterfield is going to hang half 100 on you. Now, how stupid are you going to feel when that happens?
I hope you're wearing that clown mask right now. I really hope you're wearing that clown, because that is crazy to say that Marcus Satterfield, maybe the worst OC in all of college football, is going to put 50 on us.
It's easier to think that Marcus Satterfield can do that than to think that John Heupel will never lose a game.
Bring the heat, man.
Okay, I already touched on that. I said he might lose 1 or 2 during his tenure, but he is so much better of a coach than Tabitha Sweeney or any of those people. Terrible people. And
he hasn't won anything, sir. He hasn't won anything.
He hasn't won anything. He didn't beat Bama. We didn't tell them.
Do you get a trophy for that, sir? Did you hang a banner for that? I know you printed T-shirts. We talked about that. Are you going to hang a banner at your stadium for that?
Hey, you know what? You're right. We shouldn't. We don't hang banners until November and December. I promise you. When
Well,
we
you hadn't been hanging
glad.
shit for a while. You hadn't had any banners hang up in forever. The banners you have up there now are probably dinged out.
Hey, we're gonna get one sooner than y'all do. That's all I'm gonna say.
Here, let me help you. Look, hold on. Let me help you, sir. Here's what you should hang a banner for. You can hang a banner for being the quote the third Saturday in October champion, and then you can hang a banner for Peyton Manning and his teabagging that got brushed up under the rug, and then you can hang a banner for your baseball team that was like a number 1 seed and got eliminated in their own regional. You could do all of that. Why don't you just do that? Hang banners for that, and then we'll go from there.
Did you hang a banner for Henry Sweeney?
What are you talking about?
Did you hang a banner for that?
What are you talking about,
so don't
sir?
bring up Peyton Manning. Don't ever bring up Peyton Manning like that.
I'll bring up Peyton Manning whenever I want. How's that sound? He put his nuts on a trainer's face.
You do not deserve to speak on his name. He is better.
I just did.
I heard they're more like acorns.
Good night, sir. Hopefully call back on Sunday. 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Anthony Hardy says, dude's technique is if I keep talking, he can't hit me with facts. This is awesome. Thank you for that, sir. Let's go to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Hey, it's Chris in Georgia. You guys got to let
Chris.
hang up sometime.
I didn't want, look, I figured you would be pissy at me for hanging up on him and not letting him speak his piece. So I gave him some time, let him spew. I don't expect him to be here on Sunday. So let him have his last little bit of time on the show.
Jackpot, you said earlier in the show that Tennessee hasn't played any good defense. Do you mean that?
What defense have they played that's legitimate?
Alabama's pretty legitimate. Alabama's given up 8 passing touchdowns all season. Tennessee's responsible for 5 of them. They've given up 15 total touchdowns all season. Tennessee's responsible for 7 of them. Okay?
Well, that's
you
just
take
because they're
Tennessee
another level.
out of their scoring defense, and they're giving up as many points as Georgia is, 10 points a game, or like 10.8, so 11 points a game. Like, to sit here and say, Tennessee can't do this against a legit defense when they've already done it against a legit defense. And the only reason why Alabama was in that game is because they have an offense that can keep up with Tennessee. Georgia's got a good offense. Do not get me wrong. But their offense is like Kentucky's. It's, hey, we're going to grind it to a halt. If Tennessee gets 14, 17, 20 points ahead of Georgia, like they did Alabama, there's no coming back from that from Georgia.
With all due respect,
run the clock out.
I think Georgia's offense has the potential to be a little bit more dynamic than Kentucky's. I mean, come on.
I didn't say Kentucky's. I said Alabama. Kentucky's got
You compared, sir. The reason that he said that is because you compared the Georgia offense to Kentucky, sir.
Yeah,
That's why he thinks that they can be more dynamic.
It's more efficient than Kentucky's, but it's got the same speed. They run like, I think Georgia's like 129th in plays per minute, and Kentucky's like 124th. So Kentucky's a little bit faster. But you guys saw what Kentucky, if you get Georgia out of their normalcy and say, hey, you're just going to have to start bombing it to try to keep up with Tennessee, they're not going to be able to do it. They don't have A.D. Mitchell. Freaking Brock Bowers has 3 touchdowns on the season. 2 of them came against South Carolina, and one of them was the wildest circus catch that'll never happen again for 20 years in college football.
Chris, slow down, sir. It's okay. Are you really trying to go and run your mouth about Brock Bowers? Is that really what you want to do?
I'm just saying Brock Bowers has taken a step back this year when it comes to just being
so Brock Bowers sucks. Is that what you're saying? Is that where you're going?
Okay. Jalen Hyatt has scored.
I don't think so.
No, hold on. I'm answering your question.
I don't think all I said is I don't think Brock Bowers sucks. That's all I'm saying. I think Brock Bowers would start any team in the country right now, period. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh my God. Please just let me talk, dude. You let Lou fucking talk freely. Please just let me fucking talk, dude.
Brother, you sound like you snorted cocaine before you came on the program. I'm trying to get you to slow down a little bit.
If I don't talk fast, you go and hang up.
Okay, look, I'll tell you what. Just say what you need to say, and I'll play ping pong with Kale. Go ahead.
Okay. Jalen Hyatt has 14 touchdowns. Say he doesn't score another touchdown this season, and he comes back next year. and he scores 4 touchdowns, would you say, man, he's not as good as he was last year? Or would you say, oh, he's still the best wide receiver in the country?
Is this where you're asking me to speak now?
I would say someone's picked up some
Yeah, go ahead. I'll give you
scheme
permission to
and
speak, boy.
You know what, dude? Fuck off. They're the only boy here. Why don't you fucking feel again, sir? You don't call up and do that shit. My name's on the marquee. You're not. Go fucking away. Goodbye. Holy
What
shit
happened?
with all that. I gave him. Oh, he's over here calling people boy and shit. I'm not his boy. Fuck him. That shit ain't gonna work that way. You call him and be respectful. I tried to be respectful to him, and he lost his shit and fucking snorted too much coke before he got on the damn phone with us. How the hell with all that? We already know what he's going to say anyway. Tennessee has the best thing ever, blah, blah, blah. It's just, it's the same shit over and over and over again. And welcome to the program. Good evening.
Yeah, just calling to get y'all's thoughts on how far or what y'all think about how far Hendon Hooker has dropped off this year compared to last year. You know, he had 31 touchdown passes last year, which is good, but this year he's only got 21.
I mean, that's a valid point. I guess he's fallen off, right?
He's obviously not very good. Yeah, he's obviously not very good. Also, I know that last caller is new to the internet because Tennessee just got good 3 weeks ago. So let me help him with how this works with what he was saying about Alabama. Yes, sir. Alabama did have a good defense until you beat them. As soon as you beat them, they're trash and they're no longer any good. This is the way it works on the internet, sir. Like Oregon, for example, they're really good until Georgia beats them. Then they're terrible. That's how it works. You'll figure that out once you spend more than 3 weeks on the internet. No matter how good, you'll find out. Let's say Tennessee beats Georgia this week. Guess what everyone's going to be telling you next week, Tennessee, man? They're going to be telling you that Georgia wasn't any good. This is how the internet works. Again, once you've spent more than 3 weeks online here, you'll figure this out. But let's all do thoughts for Hendon Hooker because last year, 31 touchdowns. This year, only 21. And I know what the guy is going to say. He's going to say, yeah, but the season's not over yet. That's a good point, except for the fact that Brock Bowers' season isn't over either. Have a great day.
Captain G with the super chat. Does that not realize that none of his ramblings is going to have an impact whatsoever on the outcome? No, he doesn't care. He thinks he's up Saturday. So there's that. Here he's calling back. So let's see if he can be nice now. All right. Did you snort more cocaine, sir?
No, if Lou got to double dip, I'm gonna double dip. I'll tell.
No,
Lou this,
I'll ask you a question. Did you snort more cocaine? Did you snort more cocaine, sir? Okay. Are you going to calm down and be respectful? Because I was respectful to you. I was trying to answer your question. So are you going to be respectful? Are you going to be respectful, sir? Answer the question, yes or no?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Now, what do you have for the program?
I'll make a bet with Lou. He's got me blocked down. I can't see when he posts down in the thread because I said something to him like 2 weeks ago, and he's blocked about every Tennessee fan in the chat. But if Brock Bowers matches his output from last year, his CD output from last year, this year, I'll donate $1,000. This is my word. It's on record. This show's recorded. I'll donate $1,000 to any charity of his choice. If he does it, he has to donate $1,000 to the charity of my choice. If he's willing to take that. Now, him calling in and saying Hooker, who was on pace to match and surpass his amount last year. He talked about respect, man. That's cool, man. You guys have a good show. I love Jackpot. He's respectful. He'll answer my questions in the comment, man. But you've just been this way with Tennessee fans all year, and it's just pitiful to see, man. It's just, honestly, I hope you get better.
Well, once again, sir, you don't watch much of the program. I railed Georgia fans last season too. All right, until they actually prove that they can actually win something. So maybe you should stick around for a little bit instead of showing up when your team's worth a shit for the first 8 games of the season. But try that, all right?
I've watched Jackpot's channel for years.
Did you watch last year? Because I railed Georgia fans to the end of time, and when they won the national title, I said, bullshit. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had Georgia fans threatening me in my damn voicemail and everything else, telling me don't come to Georgia, don't go anywhere near Athens, the whole fucking thing. So please, sir, you haven't watched this program enough. But anyway, make sure you call back Sunday regardless, okay?
All right, I have been all year.
Don't
Have you
do
guys been
drugs,
right
sir.
yet about us losing? Have you guys been right
Don't
about
do
us all year
drugs,
about us
sir.
losing? You haven't. That's right. That's right.
Don't
Have a
do
good night, man.
drugs, sir. Drugs are bad for you, okay?
Nice.
Stay off the coke. It's not good for you. It's too late at night. He's going to be spinning out, cutting donuts in his grass.
Damn.
So Beth says, Rob is truthful about his Georgia comments. Georgia fans over there will tell you I fucking railed Georgia fans all last season.
Not a top 25 coach.
All of it. Not a top 25 coach. Exactly. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hey, it's Big Barney Ross. I just want to call in and ask you an important question here. Now, have y'all thought about what you're going to do this coming Sunday? God forbid if Tennessee loses to Georgia. Do you have any Joyce Meyer books or anything? How are you going to explain to them that they're not going to be able, because they're still going to believe they're going to be taken with a one loss to the playoffs? Have y'all got any special training, or how are y'all going to explain that this Sunday if that scenario should come to fruit?
Well,
Big Barney Ross, y'all think about it? I'm out of here.
Thank you, Big Barney Ross. See, I have to deal with folks like Jerry who says, so going 8-0 and beating the program of the century is not winning anything. Once again, do you hang a banner for that, sir? We went 8-0 and we broke a 15-year losing streak to Alabama. All right, real programs hang banners for CFP appearances, national titles, conference titles, division titles. When you're a schmuck program, you can hang it for going 8-0 and breaking a 15-year losing streak.
Real programs don't lose to their rivals 15 years in a row. I mean,
Billy Cole is putting out Billy. That's not true. Big Barney Ross is not actually bluegrass media. That is not true, sir. Absolutely not. Uncle Lou says Bauer needs 8 touchdowns to match last year. 7 games to go. I don't know. Well, we shall see, sir. We shall see. Adam says, how many banners does South Carolina have? Well, sir, I'm not a South Carolina fan. I'm a Clemson fan, sir.
I don't know. I don't think anybody was discussing our banners. I mean,
so there.
That's as relevant as you asking me how many banners does Hawaii have.
Daniel says, let's compare programs, Jackpot. He doesn't want to come to the Clemson side over here because he knows he'll get kicked in the teeth. None of that. Oh, look, Bluegrass Sports Media is here. I thought that he died. I really did. I honestly thought something happened to him. Seriously. I thought something was bad happened to him. He's just gone. All right, let's go back out to the phones. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Hello.
Good.
I got a hypothetical for y'all.
Sure.
Hey, all right. I'm a Missouri fan. And then I call you Jackpot. Let's just do Jackpot right now. And I say, dude, your program ain't worth a shit. And we're going to wipe the floor with you this season. What do you say to me?
I say you're full of shit.
So you're going to talk shit, right?
Absolutely.
You're going to talk shit back. Right?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, Rob,
Mm-hmm.
let's say I'm an NC State fan, and I call you and say, hey, we're going to beat y'all's ass this year. Y'all suck. Y'all ain't worth a shit. What are you going to say?
I don't acknowledge NC State fans. I haven't really I know one NC State fan. I think the rest of them are fakes. So pick a different program. But
whatever.
I see where you're going. But okay.
Wake Forest.
Sure.
We're going to wipe the floor with y'all this year.
That hasn't happened in a long time, but okay.
So you're not going to say anything back. You're just going to be like, okay.
No, but see, that's the thing. When you have a program that's worth a shit and has actually been consistently good for over a decade, you can say, oh, that's so sweet. And that's how I think with Tennessee. You guys are so sweet. Look at you. Isn't that cute? It's cute.
So when Georgia was calling and talking shit to you last year, you never said a word. You just said, okay, sure, I'm whatever. You never
Actually,
you never
what I said to Georgia fans was very simple. I said it's a matter of ice cream. Some people like vanilla ice cream. Some people like chocolate ice cream. I don't like Kirby Smart as a coach.
Can we
I
get
didn't
to
think
the
he was a
point
top
here?
25
Because this
coach.
is like,
Hey, no,
It's very dry.
The funny thing is, you knew where this was going. You get
Sure.
your big ass titties in a twist when you talk
Mhm.
shit about Tennessee, but then you want to fucking act like,
Dude,
what the
I
fuck
don't-
are y'all doing getting mad
I
at him and
don't-
shit? Like,
I
dude,
don't-
you're
I
a
don't give
fucking
a-
clown, dog.
Dude,
Jackpot,
I
give
don't
him
listen
your
to
wig,
me.
dude. Give him your
Listen to
fucking
me.
wig, dude.
No
You are
one
a
cares
fucking
about your
clown,
program.
dude.
All right. Well, the
Dude,
clown hangs up the phone on you because you keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. Maybe one day you can get your program and you can control the phones, and then you'll
I
do the
think
same
that was
thing
the
that I just did.
motherfucker guy from the other night. I think we found him.
The comments.
Marcus Satterfield over the chat. How you doing?
Yeah, look,
Fired
some of the
yet?
Georgia fans are still even pissed about this. Caden says this is a child talking. Yep, there you go. That's what people think of that. Marcus Satterfield heard your love from earlier, man. He came over here to get him some Jackpot nookie. Jonathan says you're still crazy for saying that, Rob. Yeah, good point. That's how I felt. Less than Uncle Lou says less than 5% of these Tennessee people were here last year. Yeah, and look, I stand by what I said. It was the same thing last year. I didn't feel like Kirby Smart would ever lead his team to a title. And when you really look at it, you think about it, he had all those quarterbacks that went through there. And there's a good bit of Georgia fans that think that he's running Stetson Bennett out there now, and they don't like it. It's not really that far-fetched to say. And up until last year, he hadn't won it all. So there's that.
I told people last night on another stream that when UGA knocks off Tennessee this weekend, that panties all over the Southeast are going to start dropping, mine included.
Welcome to the program.
What's
Good
up,
evening.
boys?
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Great.
How are you?
I just want to say, this is coming from a South Carolina fan. It's going to feel really good to know how quiet Tennessee fans, well, actually, let me rephrase that. How pissed off Tennessee fans are going to be after this weekend.
Yeah, that's
Because not
more like
only
it.
are they going to lose, but Stetson Bennett is going to display an ass whooping they ain't never seen before. Because here's the difference. They beating their chest about Alabama this, Alabama that. You know, they beat Alabama, and they have beaten some good teams. I'll give them credit. But here's the thing. They ain't faced no team like the Georgia Bulldogs. And that's just plain out 100% truthful. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. They haven't faced the defense like that, because let's be honest, Alabama isn't Alabama this year. They fucking struggled against Texas A&M. They struggled against Texas. I mean, I'm not too impressed with that win, to be honest with you, at home. But they got to go on the road and face a true SEC team. So that's all I got.
The thing with it is, I don't know, except for, I mean,
Appreciate it, man.
maybe the game against Oregon. I don't think we've seen Georgia's A game this year. Yeah, I don't think we've seen their A game.
Jackpot. G. Smith says this show wasn't here last year.
Okay, well,
Proving the point of, okay, Jackpot and I have done this show together for, I mean, this is our, third football season doing this together. So, yeah. What the fuck ever. I mean, the archives is right there.
The Comrade, how long has the Comrade been gone? 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. Yep. Been us by ourselves. So.
Chris Foster says Alabama would shut University of South Carolina out. Well, seeing as South Carolina only put up 200 yards of offense and 10 points against Mizzou, I'd say that's valid.
Anthony says if UGA wins Saturday, 1, the refs cheated, 2, cue Uncle Lou, but who else have they played? 3, we were their best win of the season.
Daniel Gregory says a USC fan talking shit about another team, blah, blah. Rob says November is coming. Guess what? In 3 weeks, we're going to beat you by 3 TDs at your house. I would think that if Tennessee only beat South Carolina by 3 TDs, I would think that wouldn't be satisfactory. You know, as horrible of a program as we are. You know,
Harry Legg is telling lies. Harry says, I've been with y'all since before the Comrade left. That's not true. G. Smith says the show wasn't here last year, Harry.
Oh, yeah.
So, what does he know? Evan's uncle was the spoiler of work. Next week, UGA still won't have played anybody.
Yeah.
That's some funny shit right there. Yeah, good stuff there. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. If you would like to join the show. Anthony watching on Facebook, please subscribe to the channel. Go to Carolina Jackpot on YouTube and subscribe. We've been ticking up on our subscribers there. And for those that you are watching, go over and hit the like button. Do that for us, please.
Yeah, hit the like button if you like it. If you don't, well,
then go.
Won't.
Whatever. Everybody misses the comrade. You know what? I'm gonna get the comrade to come on. I'm gonna get the comrade to come on during South Carolina Clemson week. We'll see if we can do that. Anthony says, "What's the channel again?" It's at Carolina Jackpot. Go check it out. Tennessee fans will be calling for someone to be fired after Georgia beats them. Okay, there's that too. Let's go back out to the phones. 803-470-2905. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
How's it going, guys? Bluegrass Sports Media.
Hey, congratulations. For folks out there, this is not Big Barney Ross. Big Barney Ross called earlier, and this is not Big Barney Ross.
Yeah, Big Barney Ross is a lot more intelligent and what's the word I'm looking for?
He drinks better. He drinks better. He drinks better bourbon than you do. I know that for sure.
Well, that's very true. You're 100% on the point about it. I'm not dead, but my team makes me want to be sometimes.
You were on the program at the beginning of the season saying that Will Levis was going to be the man. He went through for 98 yards against those fucking hillbillies. How does that happen? The quarterback from who was that? Whatever UT Martin threw for 300 and Will Levis can't throw for 100 yards. How does that happen, sir?
So I think it's a heavy competition between me and Jackpot on who has the worst offensive coordinator in the SEC. And I think my offensive coordinator may have took the fucking lead on Saturday. I mean, this guy is fucking terrible. I mean, Levis may not be what everybody says he is in a first round pick and everything, but I mean, 98 yards against a team, and I'm not talking shit about Tennessee, but a team that gave up 300 yards the week, or almost 400 yards the week before against UT Martin, and we can't throw for over 98 yards with an NFL quarterback. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Maybe he's not an NFL quarterback, sir. Maybe there's that. Like we told you at the beginning of the season.
Maybe he's not, but I think he still gets drafted in the first round because of his tools. But I could be wrong. I mean, this whole fucking season I've been wrong. So
his tools.
All right, Bluegrass, get ready for Calipari, and hopefully, I don't know, you guys are losing the first round to Princeton or South Carolina State this season. All right.
Hey, I would like to say on the basketball front.
Sure.
Shout out to Louisville for losing to Lenore Ryan, who is a Division VI school.
I will not, sir. Hold on. I will not have you coming on the program and blasting the good name of Lenore Ryan, sir. As a fine program, do not do that.
Now, are they not Division not one?
I know. They're a good program, sir. I will not have you ripping them, sir. We can't have that. You have your coach. You pay him $20 million to lose to St. Peter's. So.
Now you just got even for losing to VMI a few years ago.
Good point.
Well,
thank you, Bluegrass. Have a good day, man.
You too, man. Bye.
All right, there you go.
Brock Lee says, I still remember Tennessee fans not liking the Heupel hire. I do too. And Heupel leaving UCF with his staff out saying goodbye. He did. He walked right out the door in Orlando, shut the door, said, "Oh, look, got oatmeal cream pies. I'll see y'all later."
Oatmeal cream pies. That's funny. All right. 803-470-2905. Take calls for a couple more minutes before we get out of here. If you want
Kentucky
to
dropped the game they lost to the Purple Aces. My goodness.
Yeah.
I think South Carolina played a basketball game tonight. I remember going
Yeah, I remember going to a South Carolina game that I covered that it was Frank Martin's first season when they lost to USC Upstate.
I remember that.
And Frank Martin was pissed. He was not happy. Justin says, y'all wanted to talk about Alabama struggle wins. Okay, what about Georgia struggle with Missouri and Kent State? And Bama had a backup quarterback against A&M. Okay. Cool. I mean, I don't know where you want to go with that. Beth says Clemson's about to beat Notre Dame in soccer tonight. There you go. Uncle Lou says, which backup Bama quarterback played against Texas? I don't know. That's a good point, Uncle Lou. All right, final call for calls.
Clinton Red Devils play the Travelers Rest Devil Dogs Friday night in the first round of the playoffs.
By the way,
by 80.
You know what? I'll take this bait. Thank you, Caden. Is Josh Heupel a top 25 coach? No, sir. No, sir. Nope. Not enough of a track record for that to be named a top 25 coach. Very, very good, Caden, bringing that up. Now I'll hear that shit forever. Gotta acknowledge it, though. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Good evening, Texas A&M fan.
Hello, Texas A&M fan. How are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful tonight. How you guys doing?
Great.
Oh, go ahead and give us some of your knowledge here. What do you got for us today?
I was wondering if possibly John Gruden was going to be in Athens Saturday.
I don't know why John Gruden would be in Athens unless it's like some convention where people that are sent out racist emails are showing up in Athens. I don't know.
I thought maybe we were going to have a John Gruden pre-deal when Tennessee loses 7 games next year and the run is over.
Well, by the way, an old callback to the comrade, friend of the program still, Tennessee fans wanted John Gruden forever until they hired Heupel.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he's a savior or not. Well, I guess time will show. Yeah, I just saw a comment a while ago. One of the guys was saying Alabama had a backup quarterback against A&M. Well, last year they had the other guy in there. We seemed to come out ahead that last year. So I guess short memory there.
Hey, what's Texas A&M's record right now? I mean, I don't know off the top.
Or going into this week, they've lost 4 out of 5 SEC games.
So they're 4. Are they? What's they're 4-4? Is that what they are?
No, they lost to App State early, so they lost the non-conference game.
So they're 4-5. Damn it, Jimbo Fisher! You can't go 8-4 like you normally do. You underachieving bastard! I expect par from you, sir. The hell's wrong with you? You can't go 8-4 like you normally do.
Yeah, like I said, I'm giving him a little credit. I'm trying to back him up here. Like I said, they lost so many players to injury, and one guy was commenting the other night, was like, well, you got 80 players. Well, guess what? There's a huge drop-off between the first 40 players and the last 40 players. So there's 40 guys on our roster. I've never seen them step on the field on the walk-ons or somebody's grandson. I was like, who are these guys?
So Tennessee was telling me they only had 65 scholarships a couple years ago, and that that made all the difference.
Anyway. Well, I mean,
how does it feel to know? I have a real question for you, sir. How does it feel to know you pay your coach like $9 million a year? You have a top 5 roster according to 247 Sports, but this year you probably wouldn't win the fucking Sun Belt. How does that feel?
Well, we got like 9 true freshmen started. True freshmen. So I don't know where they're getting these high flipping. These kids they got out of the field now are their first year. First time they ever put a uniform on. They're all starting. And then, I don't know how that happens. I don't know what happened to the previous classes. They I don't know. They're not on the field. So.
Sure.
It's a sad state they got to be in now. Right now, they got to make a move quick. And
what happened to Rob? Let's see. Well, in 2021,
Yeah, there's Texas A&M fan back. Sorry about that. All right, man. Hey, appreciate it.
Remember we used to I remember that one night we were doing Kellen Mond will be president. Kellen Mond did this and talking about, and he was the last quarterback we had. This kid that they had, this King kid this year when they broke his leg last year, he's not the same. He's not the same player. And they try to throw him out there, and he's a dual threat, and he won't run.
Please tell Fisher to go 7-5, sir. You have a good night. All right, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Sorry, Jackpot, it messed me up. G. Smith says the Vols would meat slap Clemson right now. What is Clemson? I don't know what he's talking about. 803. Yeah, but thank you for the super chat, sir. You spent $2 to spell Clemson's name wrong. So congratulations on that. I mean, how much more money do you got? Do you want to try spelling it differently? We'll see. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905.
Says Clemson would mollywop the Vols.
Here's an oldie but a goodie from Billy. Clemson is Auburn with a lake. There's another comrade reference. I think Jackpot said that too. So
Auburn with a lake.
Yeah.
No, I just made fun of the lake. I said the mistake by the lake or whatever, the dump on the hump. Oh, good stuff.
Brock says Heupel kind of looks like the pig from Babe.
What the hell?
Damn it. All right. Well, Jackpot, do you have anything else you want to go over tonight?
I don't think so. No, I'm just really looking forward to the game Saturday. Yeah. Hope we don't lose.
Jackpot, are you going to if you're going up there to Vanderbilt? Well, first of all, someone asked. Yeah, I don't. Heupel's been out in the sun a little more. He doesn't look that pink, so that's not it. That's not him.
Oh well.
All right, so Jackpot, someone asked me if you were going to take pictures of the parking like you did last year with East Carolina. Are you going to do that?
Absolutely. I'm going to load it up with videos from Vanderbilt Stadium or what I think it's actually called something different now. I think it's actually got a sponsor. You know, like the I don't know. You know, I don't know what is it, the Gillette Razor Stadium. I don't know.
What? Anyway. Hold on, Vanderbilt Stadium name? Is that what we're gonna call it? Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Vanderbilt Stadium. It's called First Bank Stadium, so they got some bank to sponsor them.
First Bank Stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Brandon says your live stream of the Vandy game last year was the greatest of all time. Okay.
That was a good one. Bradley says I need to do a halftime video. Oh, I will. Hey, I did a couple from East Carolina. I did one at the end of the first quarter. I said, all right, we need to pack this Nolan guy up. Hopefully they can drop him off at Piggly Wiggly on the way out of town, see if he can apply for maybe a meat cutter's job or maybe he can work his way up to assistant manager or something. I don't know, get himself an apartment up here and to start a new life because not being our quarterback.
Jackpot, I expect pictures of parking. I also expect pictures from another Amish buffet that like you did when you found him. I want something like that, but whatever the hell it is they eat up there in Pennsylvania, or not in Pennsylvania, Tennessee, whatever it is. All right, can we do that?
We can.
All right. Well, anyway, you guys follow the channel. I will be, we'll miss Jackpot stream on Saturday, but I'll be on the radio Saturday. Find it on iHeartRadio app. Look for WVOC. I will be covering the Gamecocks. Bow Hunting says we'd be fun to hang out with. Goddamn right we would. We would be. Yeah, you fucking. Yeah, we would be. So there's that.
Nashville does have the food.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Got some fried from the Happy Bee's hot chicken or hot fried chicken place there. Delicious.
Big Barney Ross says we have a grocery store. I can never go home to Commonwealth again, but I could shop there. Good point, sir.
They have a U-Scan at that stadium. Did you know that?
A what?
They have a U-scan, have a self-check at the Kentucky Stadium.
Damn, really? I did not know that.
I do. Yep.
Cool.
Got a self-checkout.
All right. Well, Jackpot, enjoy the game. We'll be back at it on Sunday. We shall see what happens. You guys have a great night. We'll see you later on.